At Citi Field in New York, the New York Mets play the Washington Nationals. Friday Night Baseball is presented by Jeep. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com today. By Citi. Learn about Citi perks at Mets.com/Citi. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit Geico.com for a free rate quote. And by DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the New York Mets. The shadow of the World's Fair, the Unisphere surviving, things moving awfully quickly, 50 years since the World's Fair. Queens has been kind to the Mets so far this year, but the boys of Queens finally lost a home game last night, and they're changing the program tonight. The second baseman moves to third, and the new guy back at second base. Youngest position player in the big leagues, Dilson Herrera, is here. And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Citi Field. Gary Cohen, Keith Hernandez, Ron Darling with you tonight as the Mets play Game 2 of their 4-game series against the Washington Nationals. Mets lost the series opener last night 8-2. And they made a change today. They brought up 21-year-old Dilson Herrera, who had a cameo with the Mets last September. He'll play second. Daniel Murphy will move to third, and Eric Campbell will go to the bench. Mets' middle infield defense has been a big topic of conversation, but just as importantly, the Mets' offense is struggling right now.
Well, they've had a hard time scoring runs and hit a little speed bump here with the 3-game losing streak. Herrera wearing it out in AAA. Listen, he had 59 at-bats last year at 20 years of age, and I thought he handled himself wonderfully. Hit a triple, 3 home runs, showed some power, showed the ability to stay in on a double play. He's here to supply a little more pop in the order. He's 21 years old. Look at his numbers in AAA over the first 20 games. 370, I don't care what league you're in. That's wearing it out. He deserves a shot.
He was an early cut this spring. Terry Collins said he just needed to play, and play he has, and earn the promotion to the big leagues. Matt Harvey takes the mound tonight. They talk about the ace pitcher as being a stopper, trying to stop a 3-game losing streak, and nobody has enjoyed that mantle more than Matt Harvey.
You know, sometimes you run out of the superlatives to talk about his pitching. Now, I don't have a bromance, but I will say that I love watching him come and pitch these big ball games. You know why? Because he has the confidence of a lion. When he goes out there and the team has lost a game, or he's going up against a National League East opponent, or he's going up against a great pitcher like he is today, like Max Scherzer, he wants the guy who wants the headlines the next day. So watching him in these games, he usually comes up with the goods.
So Harvey will try and stop the losing for the Mets, and the Mets will face Max Scherzer, whom they beat on opening day.
Well, I'll tell you, I've seen him pitch a lot of ball games in the regular season and in the postseason. There is none better. This guy, when he is on his game, you can think it's a no-hitter almost every time he goes out there. He was very good against the Mets in his first start.
Pitching on 7 days rest because of a slight thumb injury. We'll see how that thumb fares tonight against the Mets. Mets and Nats from Citi Field. All the action on SNY. Third-pound burgers starting at $4.99. And by State Farm, today's State Farm agent of the game is Steve Boyle of Connecticut. Contact Steve at agentsteveboyle.com. Who are the 4 players who best represent the history of the Mets, and who are the 4 greatest Major League Baseball players? Go to MLB.com/franchise4 to cast your ballots. Winners will be revealed during the All-Star game, July 14th. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Well, the Nats have dominated the Mets here at Citi Field. 8-31 since 2011. The Nats have won 15 of the last 16. No team's been dominated in their home ballpark by a particular opponent like the Mets have by the Nats. But Matt Harvey has had great success against the Nats. Which will prevail? We'll see in a minute.
Holy comic book hero, Batman.
When did we get Stan Lee on the payroll? Very nice.
Well done. Bam.
Biff, kapow. That starting lineup against Matt Harvey tonight. Denard Span came out of the lineup last night with some core soreness. That's where he had surgery earlier this year, and so Michael Taylor gets the start in center field. And the guy who seems to have been the catalyst for a revitalization of the Nats, Dan Uggla, hit that home run in the 9th inning to help the Nats come back from an 8-run deficit the other night against the Braves. He'll be in the lineup tonight.
You know, I know Matt Harvey threw 8 2/3 at Yankee Stadium in his last start, and a lot of people consider that his best game. I don't. I think his first start against the Nationals in Washington was as good as I've seen him all season long. 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, over 6 innings of work. He's looking for that same kind of start tonight.
Held the Nats without a run in that game over 6 innings. Michael Taylor will lead things off. Taylor was the opening day center fielder for the Nats because Span was on the disabled list. So he's had 50 at-bats already this year, hitting .260. He's 24 years old. Terrific prospect, speed and power. And Harvey's first pitch of the night is a fastball below the knees for ball 1. Harvey trying to make it 5 wins and 5 starts, a goal that eluded Bartolo Colon a couple of nights ago. 4-0, a 3.04 ERA through his first 4.
And once again asked to have a start here to stop the bleeding. This one, I think, by far the most challenging because the Mets have lost 3 in a row. Put an end to it.
And this team has scored 34 runs in the last 3 games.
2-1 to Taylor. Well, last Saturday, Harvey took them out at Yankee Stadium with the Mets having been dominated in the opening game of that series, and he put his stamp on it and got the Mets their only win in the Bronx.
He also knows how to work it. Did you listen to the comments he had on Plawecki after the game? He said not only was he a star with the home run and the RBIs, but I did not shake him off once. Throwing to him was a pleasure. That is kind words to say about a young catcher.
Blows that fastball by Taylor to get it to 3-2. Matt has walked only 3 batters and struck out 31 through his first 4 starts.
You're a leadoff hitter. You got 2 aces. It's going to be a pitcher's duel. You're trying to get on base. You swing at ball 4.
3-2. Ground ball. Flores on the backhand. Picks it cleanly. 1-hop throw. Duda handles it. No. Safe at first base is Taylor.
Well, he gave Lucas Flores here. I know he's going to get the air, but he gave Lucas a very long hop and a relatively easy pick, but not handled by Lucas. In the glove and out. That's where I like where you have you don't do a backhand there. You can get your glove like a shovel in front of it with your throwing hand on top of the heel of the glove, so you can use 2 hands.
Well, the official score is giving Michael Taylor credit for a base hit, but well, that's tough since had Duda caught that ball cleanly, he was going to be out by a significant margin.
Well, everyone's going to get a trophy after the game too, Gary. So we'll do that with that.
Well,
come on.
Now you know Escobar, who had 3 hits last night. Escobar also hit the double play grounder to Flores that he booted that changed the nature of last night's game. Mets had a 2-0 lead. They wound up losing that game 8-2. And a call strike 0-1. And since it is topic A after last night's game, now you got Dilson Herrera playing second base. Flores is still at short. You got Murphy at third. How does that change the dynamic of this infield?
Well, I think you've got a second baseman that can turn a better double play than Murph. And I think Murph's best position is third base on the infield. So I think the infield has improved. Herrera gives a lot more range over on second base. You still got the same shortstop out there. So it's an upgrade, Gare, a slight upgrade.
Taylor stopped and started, and Escobar with an ugly hack, and it's 0-2.
Well, Escobar's hits were all to right field yesterday, up the middle to right field. It was an inside-out hitter. And there you see the errors so far.
Of the 17 Met errors, 11 have been made by the second baseman and shortstop. Harvey ahead 0-2 on Escobar with Jason Worth on deck. Double play ball right at Herrera, so they get a quick chance to turn 2 and handle it flawlessly. 4-6-3 double play.
Herrera sidles over, not very far. Routine, stays in front, 2 hands, easy feed. That is a tailor-made double play. Most A-ball teams should be able to do that. That is routine. Nicely done, Matt Harvey.
The simple thing about that means a lot to me. He took the ball out of the glove, he presented it to Flores and gave it to him. That doesn't seem like a big thing for you fans at home, but that is textbook on how you give the ball to the shortstop.
And with all the scrutiny of the middle infield right now, it's got to be a great thing that they had a chance to turn a double play in the first inning.
Beautiful shovel pass. That's what you call it. So you know I raved about this kid all last year. I liked him. He did not have a good spring. We're talking about Herrera here. He was hitting 118. Got one of the first guys that got sent down. He got sent down early. Well, it didn't bother him. He went down to AAA, came up hitting 370. He's back in the big leagues.
Jason Worth 2 for 5 last night. Harvey comes upstairs at 97 miles an hour.
I do have to say, Keith, when you rave about someone quickly, it piques my ears because I listen to sometimes hyperbole and believe it.
Popped up. Playable for Duda. And the side retired. So Matt Harvey gives up a borderline infield hit, gets a double play turn behind him, and the Mets will come to bat against Matt Scherzer with no score. Into the 7-hole between Flores and Plawecki. Otherwise the same lineup that the Mets have been running out there. Mets struggling to score runs right now, and it won't be easy tonight against the Nationals ace Max Scherzer.
Well, Scherzer's 1-2 this year. You see the Toyota numbers, but ERA 1.26. One of the elite right-handers in the game.
Curtis Granderson leads off 1 for 4 last night. He takes the pitch high from Scherzer.
Scherzer pitch opening day against Cologne, got bested, 3 unearned runs. Did him in.
Lucas Duda had the big hit against him. Granderson couldn't stop the swing, and it's 1-1. Scherzer's last start came 8 days ago against the Cardinals. He went 7 strong innings and a 4-1 loss, but he tweaked his thumb while batting in that game. And so they pushed his start back from Tuesday till tonight to give him a little bit extra rest for that thumb.
Cigaris on deck. I thought he hurt his thumb. He went from first to third on a play and slid into third base. That's where I thought he hurt his thumb, but they found out later it was from swinging the bat.
Ahead on Granderson 1-2, and Curtis hits one low to center field, chasing Taylor back, but he gets to it on the warning track for the first down.
And we'll take a quick look at your Coors Light Nationals defense. Taylor getting the start in center field. The corner outfielders are pretty solid right there in Worth and Harper. Great arms, and we're going to hopefully get moving to the infield. There it is. And Ian Desmond, we've talked about the 9 airs. Ugla, the big hero that got this roll going for the Nationals at second base. And Wilson Ramos, who always manages to get hits against the Metsies.
Now Juan Lagares 1 for 4 last night, and he pops one foul. Ronnie, as a pitcher, if you have a problem with your thumb, how would it most present itself if it's going to be an issue?
Where it presents itself as a problem is on the breaking ball, because when you're throwing your normal 4-seam fastball or 2-seam fastball, which Scherzer throws, that's not a problem. The problem is on a breaking ball, you cup your thumb. And when you cup your thumb, he might not have the mobility that he had before. But that was a good curveball there.
Lagares hits one out to right, and Harper moves over to get it. 2 out.
Scherzer's been lucky. He's not lucky. But his last 2 stadiums he's pitched in, Nationals Park now and Detroit before, big ballparks that you can give up a lot of fly balls.
As opposed to his first major league park in Arizona, where the ball just flies. Signed a 7-year, $210 million contract to change leagues and join an already fortified Nats rotation. Here's Duda. Lucas sitting at 325, and you see the shift. Lucas had 2 hits last night.
Well, Lucas's big hit following the error by Desmond, 2-out error, and drove in the 2 runs, and that got the Mets on the board. They took a 2-1 lead, and that stood up. That base hit was the game winner.
Won the game 3-1. Lucas hits this one out to right, and Harper is right there waiting for it, and that retires the side. 3 fly ball outs for Scherzer. No score after 1 at Citi Field. It was Harvey dominating Harper.
Well, struck him out 3 times, and watch where every pitch is. All upstairs. And heat, Ron.
And what you have to do now if you're Harvey is that you've got to make sure that Harper shows that he has made an adjustment to that pitch. If he doesn't, you just keep going to the well.
See how he falls back away from the plate. We mentioned it in Washington. He has a tough time covering that outside corner. If you pitch him too much out there, he stands on top of the plate.
Harper 0 for 10 in his career against Harvey.
Tried to go that way that time, got a changeup. Well, let's see if Harvey goes upstairs, run out of the strike zone.
I think you're doing him a favor by throwing him a changeup. You see Zimmerman on deck. If you're going to throw a changeup, you got to bounce it.
Harper 2 doubles, 3 RBIs last night. Put the game away late with a 3-run double.
Milwaukee with the signs. It looks like he has some orange finger polish, which would make sense, right? Orange and blue.
Matches the decor. 1-2. Struck him out. Foul tip on the inside fastball for Harvey's first strikeout of the night.
Yep, that is called. I don't want to even. Why would we even want to look up at the scoreboard and see this swing? Completely tied up.
That was one of those where if you're a pitcher, Gary, You're not trying to hit a corner. He's just trying to throw that ball as hard as he could throw it. And he tugged on it just a little bit.
So 1 out in the second. Now Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman 2 for 4 last night. Drove in a couple of runs in the Nats 8-2 win. Washington, with their 3-day spate of run scoring, 34 runs, as Ronnie mentioned, the last 3 days, they've moved up to second in the league in runs scored. They've gone from the bottom half of the league to second in the league in 3 days.
And the worst offensive team historically last year was the San Diego Padres. They're number 1.
Harvey behind 2-0 and now 3-0.
Remember the at-bat against Taylor. Harvey was a little off. The young Taylor swung at, 2 or 3 pitches out of the strike zone.
Wilson Ramos on deck. (13 and 8 runs the last 3 games. Nearly half the number of runs they had in their first 20 games combined. That's getting hot in a hurry. Zimmerman takes a 3-1 changeup for a strike.
I mean, the ability to throw something off speed, 3-1. That's major league pitching.
From 3-0 to 3-2. And Zimmerman fouls it back at 97.
Zimmerman had a pretty good hack there, Keith.
High ball hitter. The ball's down. Too much plate. Got it in.
Might be the 3-2 hook right here. He loves that 3-2 hook. A lot of shake off. Let's see where he goes.
Broken back grounder. Murphy with a tough play, and he got him. So Daniel Murphy's first play at third base since moving over there. Not an easy one at all, and he throws out the former Gold Glove third baseman Zimmerman.
Gathers himself and throws on the run. Just did get him. Nice play, Dan.
You said it, Keith, and I think you're right. If Murphy has a best position, third base is probably it. First time we ever saw Daniel Murphy in spring training, before he was even on the radar, he was a third baseman. But with David Wright around, the Mets had to move him off that position. Wilson Ramos takes ball 1. And Murphy did a nice job filling in last September when David Wright was down. Played third base for about a 3-week stretch and played it effectively. Slowly hit. Another tough play. If it's fair and it hits the bag, it's a fair ball. Base hit for Ramos.
Nothing you can do there. Nothing you can do there. If you can't get there before it hits the bag, it's just Dan playing very deep.
Ramos must take an armored car here when he plays against the Mets, because he just wants to make sure nothing happens to him.
Lifetime .330 hitter against the Mets. Just got himself a fortunate base hit. 2 hits for the Nats. They've both been infield hits. Now Ian Desmond just trying to get out of his own way. Desmond 0 for his last 26.
Wow. And a quick look at your Metsy Lexus defense. Same outfield. All the changes are in the infield. Murphy over to third. Dilson Herrera called up. And that's going to be your infield. And we'll see what happens. Pilecki behind the plate. We'll see what happens when David Wright comes back.
Slider off the plate to Desmond. Desmond has had well-chronicled fielding woes of his own. Dan Uggla on deck. But it seems to have spread to his bat. And Harvey gets him to pop one up. Duda takes care of it, and that retires the side. Mets come to bat in the bottom of the second against Scherzer with no score. 10, the first 15,000 fans will receive a Jacob deGrom Garden Gnome courtesy of Gold's Horseradish. Tickets, visit Mets.com/Super Saturdays. Super indeed. It's the Mets' first garden gnome, isn't it?
It is. I'll be here for it.
The Nats did one last year for Jason Worth. And, you know, if you look at Worth and deGrom, they both kind of resemble.
Long hair.
Yeah.
Worth, though, with the beard.
Kadire bounces a two-hopper to Escobar, reads the signature, throws him out, one away.
I'll tell you what, Kadire is another one of those guys that runs hard to first base on the routine ground balls.
You know, the thing about Scherzer makes him so tough against right-handers. He's a little unorthodox, throws across his body. He's a little three-quarter. He's been told his entire career that he's going to break down at some point. All he does is keep producing 18-plus wins.
Now Daniel Murphy 0 for 4 last night.
Saw that Homer Bailey went. It's going to go under the knife.
Tommy John surgery for the Reds' two-time no-hit pitcher.
He's always been on and off that DL. So Scherzer to be effective against the left-handers, and there's only 3 in this lineup, Met lineup. He really has to have that effective changeup because you saw the point of release. He can tend to be flat with his fastball, running away from lefties.
We saw Harvey before, who draws that line and wants to throw it straight. Not Scherzer. Steps a little towards the third base side, and it's a hard time for you to pick up that baseball. He steps a clear foot to the right of where Harvey touches.
Got under that one.
2-2 to Murph, who's 2 for 11 in his career against Scherzer.
Totally different demeanor, Scherzer in this game. Opening day, new ball club, and opening day pitcher in National Park.
Goes upstairs to get Murphy for his first strikeout of the night.
He was jacked up big time in that opener, and now he's settled in.
This is for all you folks who say that the fastball doesn't rise. Occasionally it does. And by Murphy.
Chasing. Murph doesn't do that too often.
They used to say of Sid Fernandez that he pitched uphill. With that arm angle, Scherzer kind of pitches uphill.
Well, what he does is that with that arm angle, you're expecting the ball to sink because it's out here. But occasionally he gets underneath it, and that ball will sail because he throws 95 plus.
Oh, good breaker there.
0-2 to Flores.
These are one of those games where you start to hitters hurt their feelings. You can't hit that pitch even if you want it.
Don't say that.
Foul tip held by Ramos. Dominant inning for Scherzer. 1-2-3 with a couple of strikeouts. Pitchers dual developing. Harvey and Scherzer.
Well, you never want to land in the same area as the opposing pitcher because you have the same mark. But let's remember one thing. Scherzer throws across his body, so his mark is going to be on the right side. But remember, he throws from the right side of the rubber. Harvey throws from the left side of the rubber. So that's one of the reasons Harvey's mark is to the left also.
Dan Uggla hits one off the end of the bat to left field. And Kadyr's right there to grab it. 1 pitch and 1 out for Harvey in the third. Tonight's game changer brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, you see how dominant both these pitchers have been this year. 7 walks and 63 strikeouts between them. It's 9-1 in my math.
It's just not a game I'm familiar with. It's just amazing to have that kind of control and that kind of dominating stuff.
Well, Scherzer hurt his thumb swinging the bat his last start. Does that mean he's going to keep his bat on his shoulder tonight?
I think so. We'll see.
See, I wouldn't think that. Scherzer to me has always been a great competitor. But you know what? You're going against Harvey. Your chances are not very good anyway.
I don't think he's going to swing the bat, RJ.
Okay.
He's taken 4 in a row. He's worked the count to 2-2.
Harvey with the tying of the shoe.
It's an old John Franco routine.
You drop the pants over the 33 and you're ready to go.
Can't have that from our superhero.
2-2. And I don't think he's going to swing. Especially now at 3-2. There's a strike 3 call, and Scherzer's caught looking, so he takes 6 pitches, and he's a strikeout victim. Well, we mentioned the other night that Adam Wainwright, despite getting hurt coming out of the batter's box, was very pro pitchers hitting, but Scherzer might have a different idea about it. Comparing a pitcher swinging a bat to swinging a wet newspaper. He did walk those comments back a little bit after he made them.
Well, he's an American leaguer too now. You know, that's the junior circuit, is it not? So we'll forgive him.
He went to the micro side instead of the macro side.
He did start out in the National League, of course, with the Diamondbacks. Michael Taylor got credit for an infield hit his first time up. And Harvey overmatches him with the slider, 1-1. We're going to have a very nice treat the next half inning. Mets injured left-handed reliever Jerry Blevins is going to join us from the dugout.
Interesting dude, smart dude. So unfortunate what happened to him.
And of course a former national, watching his new team play against his old team, and they became his new team only very shortly before opening day. And then he got off to a great start before he suffered the fractured forearm.
The one weapon Harvey has tonight that he didn't have in the first game against Washington, the hard slider.
1-2. Drilled to right. Granderson over. He'll have to play it on a couple of hops. Taylor racing for second, and he's in standing with a 2-out double. So Michael Taylor filling in for Denard Span is 2 for 2.
It's just Harvey missing his spot. It's a 4-seamer. It's supposed to be down and away. It was middle and up. Taylor didn't hit it hard, but hard enough to drop it in front of Granderson.
2 strikes, trying to go the other way, and got a pitch out over the plate enough.
So the first runner in scoring position tonight. Taylor at second with 2 out for Yunel Escobar, grounded into a double play his first time up. Taylor with excellent speed, likely to score on any hit to the outfield with 2 out.
Big long swing, Escobar, a swinger that falls over the plate every time he swings, which I think is a really a lack of balance. But got 3 hits last night. Works for him. Well, he's way in front of the plate, is he not? Look at that. You don't see that too often.
Not against 95 plus.
Slowly hit. Murphy waits for it. Escobar not running hard, and he's thrown out easily to end the inning. So Harvey works around a 2-out double. When we come back, Dilson Herrera will get his first big league at bat of the season. Just called up today, youngest position player in the majors. We go to the bottom of the third, with Herrera due to lead off. Perfectly through the first 2 innings, and Dilson Herrera will get its initial big league at bat of the season. He was just tearing it up in the Pacific Coast League, hitting .370 through 20 games at Las Vegas. And as the guys have mentioned a couple of times tonight, a very early cut in spring training this year, but went down there and he just tore it up from day one.
Well, I loved him last year. 20 years of age and in the big leagues. He hit .220, but it was deceptive. Showed power with 3 home runs and only 59 at bats. Line drive hitter. What impressed me most was that I think it was in Miami, Gary, where he hit the home run down the left field line, and then the next at bat hit a triple on a line drive down the right field line.
Scherzer behind 2-0, and he catches the corner 2-1. Dilson, a native of Colombia, played 18 games with the Mets last year. Kevin Plawecki on deck. And it comes inside, and Herrera's hit. And the Mets have their first base runner of the night in painful fashion. And we'll see if he's okay.
Well, it's very similar to the pitch that hit d'Arnaud, isn't it? I think it caught the right hand underneath.
Top hand.
No,
elbow.
Elbow.
That's actually a better spot.
I mean, it's hard.
It's forearm.
Just above the right elbow.
Forearm.
Easy for us to say it's a better spot up here, but
it hurts either way you shake it.
Yeah.
Well, while they tend to Herrera, a guy who knows all about getting drilled in the forearm, joins us from the Mets dugout. Mets reliever Jerry Blevins. And Jerry, it's Gary, Keith, and Ron up in the booth. How you doing?
I'm doing well, guys. A little bit of wherewithal with our teammate here, making sure he's all right. That's a little bit of payback, I guess. Poetic for me to see that when I come on air.
How it's been a couple of weeks now since you got hit by a line drive. How is your rehab? How is your recovery coming?
It's coming along from what they tell me. It's feeling better, not as sore. Swelling's gone down. Props to our medical staff and our trainers here. To get me where I need to be ready when I can.
You know, Jerry, I know that Keith is always so sympathetic to pitchers because really, if your arm's not working, you can't do anything. What does the staff have you doing with your left arm in a sling?
Nothing with my left arm yet. I could still, they put me into a cast that doesn't go all the way up past my elbow, so I can still straighten my elbow and move my shoulder. I just can't rotate out at all yet. I can't roll over my thumb to keep the bone stationary. But other than that, I'm riding the bike, I'm doing ab work, I'm doing lower body stuff in the weight room. But that's pretty much it right now.
Jerry, you're so well respected, and you have a great way of communicating. You have a lot of left-handers there in the bullpen that are very young. Have you tried to help them through this process of trying to get through a big league season?
Yeah, as much as I can. I sit next to the lefties. Go ball.
Taylor makes a terrific play to rob Plawecki of an extra base hit. Herrera was around second, but he'll get back.
Nice. Speedy guy. Dang. Yeah, I mean, these guys pick my brain. I try to pick their brain a little bit and see what their approach is. First of all, on how they look at a lineup and where they're mentally ready and to go into a ball game. They're pretty on top of it. There's been a few instances where we go through how they look at film and approach each team. So it's been a pretty easy and fun transition.
Jerry, I think this is the first time you've ever had an injury to your pitching arm?
This is knock on wood, my first stint on the DL. So. Oh,
okay. So this is all new territory for you. Do you have any idea? You're not going to be able to throw. How long it would take? You think how long it will take for you to get your arm back in pitching shape?
They're telling me probably about 2 weeks once the bone heals up completely. I'll be pushing that, hoping for a little bit more. But our medical staff, like I said, these guys know how to get me ready, and I won't. It'll still be fairly early in the season, so I won't be pushing anything. I want to be there in the long haul. So when I'm ready, I'll be willing and ready to come out.
Nice bunt by Harvey, moving Herrera up 2 out. We're talking with Jerry Blevins from the Mets dugout. Jerry, it's not your first time changing teams, but this one was so strange, coming right on the eve of the season, and here you are sitting and watching your old team play your new team. What was that like for you? That few days before the season began, where everything was, I guess, had to be kind of a whirlwind.
Yeah, it was weird. I got traded to the Mets, and the next day the Mets played at the Nats Park, so it was kind of an easy and awkward transition for me in the sense that I just moved the other side of the clubhouse and had to face my old teammates right away, which actually worked out. I couldn't have asked for anything better, because I get to show my new team and my new team and their staff that I'm on board. I'm 100% a New York Met, and I'm willing to go and sit down whoever they put in front of me.
Jerry, I've never asked this from the booth. I did as a player. I'm going to ask it only to you. You have plenty of time on your hands. What are you reading, and what do you recommend?
That's great. Right now I am reading a science fiction book, which I wouldn't recommend because I'm super nerdy, and not a lot of people are into that, especially those watching a baseball game. But I've been listening to, on my train rides in, I've been listening to the Serial podcast, so I do recommend that.
Okay.
Well, Jerry, we really appreciate you taking some time with us. I know that there's an old saying in baseball, you never get hurt when you're in a slump, and you were pitching so well before you got hurt. So a speedy recovery to you, and good luck.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Jerry Blevins joining us from the Mets dugout. It's Curtis Granderson bats with 2 out and a runner in scoring position. Granderson sent Taylor back to the warning track his first time up. Boy, Taylor just made a tremendous play on Milwaukee.
He just has such great athleticism. He's a guy who came to baseball late. They love his athletic ability, and he's kind of learned on the run. He's very close.
It looks like he's about 14 years old. Herrera at second and 2 out. And a knockdown by Ramos to keep him put 2-2.
Ramos, textbook.
Desmond trying to keep Herrera as close as he can as they play that modified shift against Granderson. And Curtis lays off, full count. How many at bats this year? We've seen Curtis go from 0-2 to 3-2.
Interesting though, with the base open, Scherzer's the kind of pitcher knows what kind of game he's in, the pitcher he is facing. I'd be very surprised if he challenges Granderson. He will make his pitch.
Got a right-hand hitter on deck, and he's been so dominant against the righties.
Fastball.
And it's too high. Granderson's on with his 17th walk of the year.
He just tried to throw that as hard as he could upstairs. He wasn't going to take a chance trying to throw one down the middle to Granderson.
So now 2 aboard, and Juan Lagares will bat.
Oh, the outfield shifts over slightly in center field and right to the opposite field. You can see Harper way down close to the line. Taylor a slight shade.
A hit batsman and a walk have given the Mets their first 2 base runners. Now Lagares, who flying to right his first time up. He attacks that first pitch fastball, 0-1. SNY's Super Slow Motion is brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. Visit them on the web at searchmercedes.com.
I don't particularly like this defense by Washington with Harper on the right field line.
That's too much.
Lagares is a right center field hitter.
Agreed. And I would play off the line on the left side of the infield, third base, and I would move Desmond up the middle a little bit more, around 10 feet, and I would get Ugla a little more, around 5 feet more in the hole.
One and 1 to Lagares. And he takes one the other way, but foul.
Now, if you're going to play your defense and shade Lagares, now particularly with 2 strikes where Juan has been very, very tough out. Why? Because he's going up the middle. You don't want your pitcher throwing an off-speed pitch, something that you can catch up to and pull. Just pound him with the hard stuff.
Yeah, because he's hitting it against the defense. You're right, Keith.
Scherzer got ahead of Lagares 0-2 first time up and got him to fly to right. Now ahead 1-2. And Juan goes down swinging. Side retired. Third strikeout for Scherzer, and the Mets strand a pair in the third. Still no score at Citi Field.
He loves to talk pitching. You can see him here with Steve McCatty, the pitching coach, talking about his mechanics. They love to call him the mechanical man because he is so into where he releases the pitch, how he grips it, how he lets it go. And you can see McCatty's doing no talking. He's doing all the listening as Scherzer's walking him through that inning. Fun to watch.
That's part of being a coach, a good coach, is that some pitchers just want to be by themselves.
Yeah.
And then some want to come in and talk that stuff, and you've got to listen. You've got to know your different personalities.
Jason Worth leading off the fourth inning against Matt Harvey. He's had more traffic to contend with than Scherzer so far. He's given up 3 hits, although 2 of those infield singles. No walks, 2 strikeouts for Harvey. Not the first time these two pitchers have gotten together. So look at the traffic on the Shea Bridge. In fact, they met here twice 2 years ago. Change up from Harvey ahead on Worth 1-2. In the 2013 All-Star game, Scherzer started for the American League and Harvey for the National League. And then, ironically enough, Harvey's last start before Tommy John surgery was against the Tigers, and Scherzer started that game as well. By the way, Scherzer's team won both those games, both the All-Star game and that start in August of 2013. So Harvey trying to get the upper hand tonight. 2-2 to Worth with Harper on deck, and the curveball got him. Third strikeout for Matt Harvey, 1 down in the 4th. Let's go to Steve Gelbs, who has tonight's view from the Pepsi porch. Steve?
Gary, the view from the Pepsi porch, probably similar to what you're seeing in the booth there. Matt Harvey looks pretty darn good again. I was in the Nationals clubhouse talking to some of the guys, asking them what they think makes Matt Harvey a cut above the rest, an elite talent. And you heard the same things that you're always hearing. He's a competitive guy. He's someone that has plus stuff. But you know what? There are a lot of guys that compete. There are a lot of guys that have good things. What the Nationals said set him apart is the fact that he has 4 pitches that he throws for strikes, and he is confident throwing them at any point in the count. Ryan Zimmerman told me that when you go up there, it's very difficult to have an educated guess about what you're about to see. So you have to go up there just looking fastball, because if you don't look fastball, he's going to blow it right by you. Dan Uggla said something similar. He extended it a little more, saying not only do you have to look fastball, but there's only going to be one time at most that you're going to get a fastball to hit. So if you get it, you better not miss. Otherwise, you're not getting the second one.
Well, nobody's been more frustrated by Matt Harvey than Bryce Harper, so much so that he tried to bunt for a hit.
Another up fastball run he can't touch.
It's almost from the school that the harder Harvey throws, Harper's trying to match that with the speed of the bat.
Slider in the dirt. You saw Pilecki touch the ground with his glove. And this is something here that this is only the only left-hander in the lineup for the Nationals. We haven't seen Harvey really unleash his hard slider so far this year, Ron.
Fastball away here.
1-2. Let's go back to Worth's at bat. That 2-2 curveball.
Well, that curveball has become a big pitch. See how it comes out of his hand? All that white. And it wasn't a particularly good one, but the speed got Jason Worth because he had thrown him a fastball the prior pitch.
Harper tries to hold, and he stopped it in time.
Whoa.
Tom Hallion at third base with the call. 2-2.
Dangerous to throw a breaking ball to Harper down and in. The way he hits and falls away, down and in becomes almost middle. Better to stay away and up.
Curveball missed, and now a full count.
That was a good curveball. Was it a ball? Yes, but that was a good one.
There are very few pitchers, Gary, Ron, that can make a good hitter be kind of a defensive hitter, and I see it with Harper.
He struck him out 4 times in a row. Well, Harper hanging in this time. Look at that. In the history of Major League Baseball, only 2 pitchers through their first 40 games have had an ERA under 2.5 and 250 strikeouts, and they both applied the trade for the orange and blue.
Wow.
Curveball popped up. Flores calling for it. Harper makes contact, but still retired. 2 out.
That's 2 breaking balls now, strikeout and a pop-up, that have hung up in the strike zone for Harvey. So he is a little bit human here to start this game. Good pitchers, though, can find it as they go.
Looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the night as he takes on Ryan Zimmerman. Ryan hit a ground ball to third. Danny Murphy made a nice play and threw him out in the second. And he fouls back the slider, 0-1.
Mixing in the curveball, the breaking ball a little more the second time through the order to the right-hand hitters. A predominantly right-hand hitting lineup, as I told you. 8 right-handers. Should be savory for Mr. Harvey.
Drilled to center. Tough play for Lagares. It's over his head and off the wall. And Zimmerman cruises into second base with a 2-out double. Second straight inning the Nats have had a 2-out double.
Well, he's not infallible. Yeah, I just tell you what, Zimmerman likes that ball middle in, does he not, Ronnie?
Well, right now he can't touch anything away.
And he's strong.
I'm surprised the pitch has even been called, because he just can't touch away. Remember, the only pitch he's really hurt the Mets on was that ball inside by DeGrom for that 2-run home run.
So runner in scoring position with 2 out for Ramos, who dribbled one off the third base bag for an infield hit his first time up. And Ramos grounds one for Flores with the runner going in front of him. No worries. He throws him out. Side retired. A double and 1 left. Middle of the 4th. Mets and Nats still no score. As advertised so far tonight, Harvey and Scherzer matching zeros through 3.5. Lucas Duda leads off in the home 4th. Mets looking for their first hit against Scherzer, who pours one over for a strike. Duda flied to right his first time up. Kadire and Murphy to follow for the Mets in the 4th. And he leans him back.
That was a purpose pitch.
Haven't seen much of that.
That was
against
purpose.
Duda.
Just letting him know, I'm going to try to get you out of the way, but I'm going to send one inside every once in a while to keep you informed.
The teams have been pitching around Duda more and more lately. as the Mets offense has sagged a bit the last couple of weeks.
Well, very interesting that they brought the fences in right center field, and the Mets home run production has not been there.
Foul tip held by Ramos, and Scherzer racks up his 4th strikeout.
Both these pitchers do a lot of good morning, good afternoon, good night.
This was a good down and in slider with downward tilt, which you wouldn't think from the point of his release. Scherzer right there, he'd be able to get a down tilt, but he does.
You'd think it would be more of a side sweep.
Yep.
Here's Kadire with 1 out. And bounces a curveball foul. There's your People's United Bank starting pitching comparison, and they've compared very nicely. Harvey's given up 4 hits but hasn't walked anybody. Scherzer has walked 1 and hit 1 but not given up a hit. I saw a stat today I couldn't believe, Ronnie. So Dyer drills 1 to center field. Another long run for Taylor near the wall. It's out of here! Michael Kadire with an opposite field home run breaks the ice. There's the home run you were looking for, Keith. 3rd of the year for Kadire. 1-0 New York.
That's the first home run this year for me that the new fence has played a part. I don't know about you, Keith.
Agreed. And let's see if it holds up. Fastball, outer half, maybe middle, goes right with it. Kadire does that so well. 380. What was it last year? It was a little bit further, was it not?
It was 390 out there last year, so that certainly made a difference. Murphy takes one the other way over toward the line. Worth, he won't get it. Plays it on a hop, and Murphy will have to stop at first base. So back-to-back base hits for the Mets, who had been without one before Kadire's home run. 2nd home run in the last 3 nights for Michael Kadire.
Well, Kadire goes the other way. Pitch head right down the middle, outer half. Set up that way. Another angle right here. And beautifully done.
That's the first home run Max Scherzer is allowed in a Nationals uniform. Flores yanks 1 foul. That Mets home run means $2,000 for an NYC community partner, courtesy of Citi.
The Nationals pitching staff has only given up now 12 home runs all year.
But what I was going to say before Kadire's home run, the Nationals staff has given up more hits than any staff in the National League. What were the chances of that at any point in the year? But that's the first home run Scherzer's allowed. He had gone 32 innings into the season without allowing a home run.
So interesting. He no-hit the Mets on opening day for 5 innings, and then the error, and he gave up 3 runs, and here no-hit him through 3, and then the bomb.
Ronnie, we saw that opening day. Scherzer with the lollipop throw to first base.
It's not his friend throwing to bases.
Never have to be aware of that, right? Flores was stepping out but did not get time, and it's a strike.
He might have been better off. It was a pretty good slider in a good spot.
Well, you can't take your hand off the bat. One thing you have to do is just yell as loud as you can. Umpire will hear you, and they'll say yes or no. Once he took his hand off the bat, he was out of the at bat.
Alfonso Marquez, the home plate umpire, not his first go round at Citi Field this year. He was the home plate umpire for that crazy game the Mets played against the Phillies when Harvey pitched. As your umpiring quartet tonight, Tom Hallion's the crew chief working at third, had played last night.
I'm sure it's a game Alfonso would rather forget and have us not mention it up here.
Plays at the plate and challenges and just a lot of strange happenings that night. As getting hurt. 1-2 to Flores. Goes down on the high fastball, and back to first goes Murphy on the snap throw by Ramos. 5 strikeouts now for Scherzer. He's got 2 outs in the inning.
Scherzer really using the strike zone up out of the strike zone, getting hitters to chase.
You know, interesting with the strikeout first. That's that fastball up that's gotten a few hitters. But the Ramos throw to first, the inexperience of Zimmerman, you see how he took that throw about 3 feet in front of the bag? He's got to get on that bag and make that swipe throw. A swipe tag, it'll be easier.
Now Dilson Herrera's second plate appearance. Got drilled on the elbow by Scherzer his first time up. And again, that soft toss to first. Keith, if you're an opposing team, you've got to be able to take advantage of that as you look at that pickoff throw. I mean, if you got a pitcher who can't throw the ball to first base, I would think you should be able to take some liberties, right?
Well, you could certainly do that, and the Mets haven't been stealing a lot of bases. That hardly been stealing at all, Garrett. You think waiting for Lagares to start stealing bases.
Zimmerman at the railing, but runs out of room as it lands in the photo well.
Well, if you've got it documented, because I've seen Scherzer when he first came up, he could throw the first. So I don't know if this is a 100% thing now, Gary, but if it is, and the advanced scouting has seen that, then Murphy can get off with a huge lead and take a shot.
Murphy can steal bases.
I would think that a pitcher's got, then if he has a problem throwing over, he's really got to mix up his rhythm from the belt.
Which he is doing. See how long he's holding it?
Herrera takes just off the plate. 1-1.
Scherzer getting a little frustrated. He believes those pitchers are strikes, but just off the corner.
Murphy's yet to attempt a stolen base this year. Mets have 10. They've not been caught through their first 23 games.
Good cut.
Herrera's a little guy. He's just 5'10", 150 pounds, but he's got some sock.
No, he's a stocky guy. Good cut right there. Lost his bottom hand there on the grip. It's a tough mark for a youngster here.
Scherzer ahead 1-2, and he bounces the breaking ball.
See, I like the way he stays in, Gare. He keeps that shoulder in. Line drive hitter. Uses the gap to gap. Showed some pop last year. And he looks a whole lot bigger to me than 150. Ronnie. He's stocky.
He looks like Miguel Tejada light to me. Same number, right?
Right at the beginning of Miguel's career. Before he filled out. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Scherzer, but in between, Michael Kadire puts the Mets in front. Kadire's second home run in his look at how Mets players, past and present, deal with the constant pressure of playing in the New York spotlight on Mets Insider, presented by W.B. Mason, Sunday at 4:30, only on SNY. Fifth inning, 1-0 New York on the Michael Kadire opposite field home run. Matt Harvey pitching with the lead for the first time. Faces Ian Desmond, the 3-time National League Silver Slugger at shortstop. He is now 0 for his last 27.
Well, let's see if Harvey can make it hold up. Make Scherzer another hard luck loser.
Harvey's a little frustrated too. That was a strike, he thought. Even though it didn't hit the glove, pretty good pitch.
Dan Uggla on deck, then the pitcher Scherzer. By the way, as Harvey moves through these middle innings and you watch the pitch count go to 61, asked Terry Collins before the game if after 107 pitches and 8 2/3 at Yankee Stadium his last time out, whether the reins might be tighter on Harvey tonight. And the answer was no. He said because Matt has the extra day of rest that was facilitated by that Montero start, he should be in that same range tonight.
The issue, though, is because of the extra day rest, he does not have control of his fastball. And if you're watching the game, he has become a breaking ball pitcher so far in this game. I've never seen him throw so many breaking balls.
Uh-oh.
Dark night.
Catwoman.
Julie Newmar.
Yes.
Halle Berry.
Eartha Kitt.
Halle Berry, I'm a little partial to.
Center field, shallow. Lagares diving. Did he get it? He made the catch. Oh, wow. He ran 1.5 miles to get to that ball, an all-out dive, and it found the webbing. What a play.
And also a 1-run lead in the 5th, and a leadoff hitter. You want him off the bases. Well, it's just becomes blasé after a while. You just see it every day, just about.
This is a hitter who routinely hits 20-plus home runs. Lagares still plays him shallow, and it's the only reason he came up with this fantastic play.
So one tough out, and now Dan Uggla bounces one to Flores' left. Off the bag, and another error for Wilmer Flores.
Watch his arm angle. He gets the habit of throwing sidearm instead of saying over the top of it. Keep it straight. When you throw sidearm, the ball's going to run down the line towards home plate.
Error number 7 for Wilmer Flores. So the tying run aboard with 1 out. Now Scherzer will go up to try to bunt.
You want to be over the top.
And Scherzer gets it down. Harvey will have to go to first with it. 1-4 on the sacrifice, and Uggla now at second.
I've personally played with a lot of guys that have thrown from the side, but if you're going to make that throw, you have to aim to the left of first base, and you got to curve it in there a little bit. You can't aim it right at first base.
Throwing a 2-seam fastball.
There you go.
Meanwhile, out in center field.
Well, I'll say this because of all these football players that are being drafted. I would love to see this young man go through the combine and see what his scores would be. He just is big, fast, athletic. It's the best I've seen in center field.
Can he bring his glove? Third time around the batting order now, Michael Taylor. And he swings over the curveball, 0-1. Taylor is 2 for 2, got a gift base hit on a grounder to short that Flores bounced and Duda didn't catch. But then he drilled a double down the right field line in the third. Harvey trying to keep the lead after Kadire put the Mets in front. Trying to work around an error. Another chance for Flores with a runner in front of him. That's not a problem. The throw is indeed the perfect throw to get Taylor. Side retired. Harvey works around the 5th inning with help from that man. The Golden Glove of Juan Lagares. 1-0 Mets halfway through. And that's been enough for Harvey so far. Well, Harvey had to work around an error in that last inning and got the job done.
You know, it was interesting, Keith, is last night Jacob deGrom, when asked about the game, he said, you know, I've got to pick Flo up, and I should have made some better pitches. I walked the hitter after he made the error. And, you know, I'm sure all good pitchers, errors happen. No one ever has played a baseball game and has wanted to make an error. It just happens. You just hope you picks you up.
I agree, and errors are part of the game. And the worst thing, Gaylord Perry was one of the worst pitchers ever as far as getting on his teammates that made errors behind him. But what's more important here, I think, guys, is that the Mets are on a 3-game losing streak. It's more important that he picks the team up with a big victory here today.
Kevin Plawecki was robbed of an extra base hit on a great play by the other center fielder in this game, Michael Taylor, his last time up. Good cut at that high fastball. By the way, Ronnie, one amendment to what you just said. There was once a young shortstop in Milwaukee who admitted to making errors on purpose.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Sheffield. Mr. 500 here, right?
He went a long way from there to here.
Yeah, he did. Well, he was another guy that started at such a young age.
Butler fields the ground ball and throws out Plawecki one away.
I think listen, there's no way of sugarcoating it. You've got a young shortstop, and it's a lot of things that are complicit here. You're talking about a kid who, while he was in the minor leagues, was considered by many that his body was going to be too big, and they took him away from the shortstop position. So he missed 2 to 3 seasons of playing there. Would have certainly helped him at his quest right now. But more importantly for me, Keith, I don't want it to be so bad that it affects not only his defense but bleeds into his strength, and that's his ability to hit.
And let's face it, that's why he's here.
And it's good to have a player and an everyday player with gravitas to come by and say, hey, Wilmer, it's okay. We'll pick you up. Stay with it. So helping each other, you know, it's just so critical.
1-2 to Harvey, who sacrificed his first time up. By the way, apropos Flores, Terry Collins said before the game today that you shouldn't read anything into it, but Flores is going to sit tomorrow as he wants to give Ruben Tejada a start at shortstop. So I'm sure when the lineup is posted tomorrow, some will say, well, he's made errors the last 2 nights, he's getting benched. That's not the case. The plan is to play Tejada tomorrow. Flores will be back in Sunday.
So Terry managing a story that's not a story before it becomes a story.
Exactly. Trying anyway. It's hard sometimes, especially around here. Harvey hits one toward the middle. Desmond flashes over, and that's the second out.
I think it's also, we tend to sit at home, and I can speak for myself as a football fan, or watching football and college football, guys making mistakes. You got to realize that they're human beings out here, and this team is a hustling team, and they're going to make mistakes, and athletes are fragile. There are those that get confidence with success. So there's a human element to everything in life, and particularly, obviously, in baseball.
Here's Granderson with 2 out and nobody out. But it's part of what people who construct teams do constantly, right? They weigh strengths and weaknesses. I mean, nobody thought that Wilmer Flores was going to be a Gold Glove shortstop going into the season. They hoped he'd make the routine plays, knew he didn't have great range, but hoped he would hit enough to make up for all that.
I think if this team is what they proclaim to be, they will not point fingers at their shortstop. They'll huddle around and embrace him.
Granderson takes one the other way for a base hit. Hustling toward the line to get it. Granderson's going to challenge him. Worth throw to second base on a hop, and he's out. Safe. Oh, the second base umpire, Bruce Dreckman, was all set to put up his right arm and then changed his mind and signaled safe, and Granderson has a double.
Hey, smart play by Granderson with 2 outs to try to get the 2. Beautiful hitting, inside outing, a fastball middle in, and Worth with the strong arm.
Did he try to call him out? Because then Uggla dropped the ball. See how he makes the tag?
He's going to out.
He's going to call him out, but watch. He left the ball there. That's why he went out safe. So good call by the second base umpire.
That's no cone. Got it kicked out.
Right off the heel as Granderson slid in. And the ball sitting there helplessly. So a hustle double for Granderson, his 5th double of the year. The Mets have a runner in scoring position with 2 out. Got him, not quite. Here's Lagares. Juanis flied to right and struck out 0 for 2.
Boy, this be a backbreaker for Scherzer and the Nationals. Little hustling double.
Granderson on base 2 more times tonight. Continues to get aboard from that leadoff spot.
And Lagares takes the one the other way for a base hit. Harper's got the strong arm. Here comes Granderson to the plate. Ramos with the tag. Out. A 2-hopper from right field for Bryce Harper. Right on target to Ramos. And Granderson, after hustling his way into a double, couldn't quite hustle his way home.
The importance of defense and having strong arms in the outfield.
And Brennan the chops to boot.
Beautiful throw.
Mets have turned aside. We've played 5 now at Citi Field. Mets 1, Nats nothing. Sixth inning, 1-0 New York. Matt Harvey faces Yunel Escobar, leading off for the Nats. And the first pitch curveball inside for ball 1. Escobar has grounded out twice, once into a double play. Worth and Harper to follow, 2, 3, and 4 in the Nationals batting order. Could have been 2-0 Mets if not for Bryce Harper's right arm.
Playing shallow, great charge, controlled, no wasted motion. 2-hopper. Right on the money.
Escobar grounds one to Flores. Routine play, handled routinely, 1 away.
Nice long hop for the catcher, Ramos. He's not blocking the plate. We have to deal with that in today's game. He's in front of the line. Clean all the way around.
It's got a hurt though, right in the face.
It definitely hurts, but I'm surprised that catchers today are not taught when they catch the ball to drop it in front of the plate to try to block the guy coming in, because that high tag in today's replay game could end result could be that foot getting in underneath the tag.
Now, mechanically, is that difficult to do if you're in front of the plate rather than blocking the plate? In other words, your arm is up catching your arm is down catching the throw, and as you're turning, isn't your arm naturally going to come up?
I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do. It's very similar to when a guy's stealing second and you get a one-hop throw to the infielder, and it's hard for him to get the tag down. But in this replay world, there's certain things that you have to start doing anyways, or start teaching.
I don't think your arm naturally comes up. You get your body in a position. You're always taught to get your tag in front of the bat.
0-2 to Worth is up and in. And we saw Scherzer come up and in to Duda. Harvey does the same to Worth. Worth has popped up and struck out 0 for 2. Just got a piece of that slider.
Harvey's got a nice rhythm going, and what I've liked all year is Ronnie, his free and easy motion. There's just no jerk to it. It's very fluid, and he knows exactly what he's doing.
I don't know if the only time I've ever seen a pitcher in baseball in this modern era. Now, in my era, you were taught to, not throw 100% because you're trying to get 24 to 27 outs. But today's game, these guys are 2 hours of fury. That's how they pitch. And the only person I've seen with this great of an arm be able to dial it down until he needed it was Justin Verlander of the Detroit Tigers.
Didn't get Worth to fish. 3-2.
I mean, Verlander routinely throw the ball 92, 93 miles an hour in the first 3 innings and be throwing 100 in the 7th. Those days are done right now.
Three and 2 to Worth with Harper on deck. Duda back into foul ground. At the railing, he makes the catch. Nicely done, Lucas Duda. Harvey's had plenty to applaud tonight. 2 out.
Well done, Lucas. Doesn't really have an idea. He had to keep his eye on the ball where the retaining wall was.
The kid in the gray hoodie, he's like, are you kidding me? I'm not staying with Duda.
At least he pulled his hands out of the way. And the guy in the suit, he was right on top of it. Had the cheer going almost from the time it hit the glove. 2 out and nobody on. Harvey has yet to have a 1-2-3 inning tonight. Harper is yet to ever have a hit against Harvey. He did make contact his last time up, popped up to short.
Got to be careful with this guy. Even though you've ate him up 4 punches over 2-2 games, very dangerous hitter.
He is not trying to hit a single. He's trying to hit the ball 500 feet. And he can do it.
So up and away is still the best place to go?
Away. See that ball away? He just, like he talked about, he pulls off enough that even if it's away, what is he going to do with it? That's a fly ball to left.
Look how his body, his swing makes him fall away from home plate. It makes him very vulnerable outside.
But the breaking ball for a strike is the one to stay away from.
You can bounce it.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Back-to-back 97s from Matt.
He reared back and fired that one.
That's where you let it go.
Very nice try there. I like that pitch. I would have liked that pitch at 1-2. What do I know?
Second straight full count for Harvey.
Well, this is the battle of pitching, isn't it? You know that the up and away pitch has gotten him over and over again. Well, Harper knows that also. Will he dial it up a notch?
Got him to pop up on the curveball the last time. 3-2. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. Ball 4. So Harper draws Harvey's first walk of the night. We'll check in with the studio with CJ Papa for a game break brought to you by Honda. DeSclafani against Fultonevich.
That's a highlight that kind of speaks for itself there.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman.
Good idea for Harvey right there. 1-run ball game. Stolen base threat. That's keeping your head in the game.
How about this? The Nats playing their 24th game tonight have 3 stolen bases as a team this year. Ball one to Zimmerman, who hit one off the base of the center field fence his last time up for a double.
Harvey still has not been able to zero in on that fastball down and away.
He's only got 3 strikeouts tonight. There goes Harper. Plawecki with the throw right on target, but safe. Perfect throw by Plawecki, but Harper got under the tag. Terry Collins waiting for his replay guy to let him know whether he should challenge.
Tags on the head, on the helmet, Gare. That's whether he beat him before his hand got to the bag. That's a tie base. Close.
I think he's safe.
He looks safe.
Safe to me. Not even on him yet.
Well,
oh boy,
that one looks a little different.
Well,
and Terry is going to challenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're going to challenge now. Why not?
Interesting. The 2 different angles provided a little different look.
Still remember, one of the things we've seen, he's been called safe. He needs some irrefutable evidence to change the call.
I think the view from center field there appears to show the tag on the back before the hand hit, although the one from behind home plate there appears to show the opposite.
It's late to me. It's late tag to me. It will not be overturned.
You know, another thing too, we'll probably show it to you again. Look at Herrera hanging in there, staying in there on a tough slide. These are the things I
brought to you by Mazda.
Sorry, Gary. Didn't want to get in the way of the sponsor there. Sorry. Well, the fans are riled.
Well, it's a huge play because that's the tying run. If he's safe, a runner in scoring position for Zimmerman. If he's out, the inning is over.
And the count is what, 1-1? And Matt Harvey, like everyone else, is standing in the middle of the field with his catcher Plawecki, not playing catch, waiting for the guys with the headphones to make a call.
Anyway, it slices, it's close. Harper at least for the moment as his first stolen base of the year. We'll see if it holds.
And Harvey's got to sit around and wait.
By the way, Plawecki, in the few times we've seen him unleash one, he's got a pretty good arm.
Accurate throw, and he throws right from his ear. No wasted motion.
Ronnie, do you want Harvey throwing a little soft toss?
I want something. I don't want watching the replay.
He's out. Call overturned. Side retired. Harper caught stealing, 2-4. And the Mets win the challenge to end the top of the 6th inning. Still 1-0 New York.
Mets with a 1-0 lead, protected on an overturned call that resulted in a caught stealing to end the top of the inning. Lucas Duda leads off for the Mets in the home sixth, 0 for 2 tonight. Duda, Kadire, and Murphy for the Mets against Scherzer. There's a lot of run on 4 hits, walked 1 and struck out 6. And a classic tonight between 2 ace pitchers. Well, since 2012, nobody has more wins in the major leagues than Max Scherzer. Presented by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com. Enter promo code NYM for free entry. Michael Kadire's home run has represented the only run of this game. Duda swinging through the fastball, 2-2.
Well, I have to offer my mea culpa. I didn't think they were going to change that call. Can't afford to live on Park Avenue, and the Park Avenue guys got me.
Duda chases the fastball out of the strike zone. Second time he's been fanned tonight. That's 7 for Scherzer. Tonight at midnight, Jets draft coverage continues with analysis of their second and third round picks, plus a breakdown of the selections in the AFC East on Jets Nation. Draft Day 2015 coverage begins tonight at midnight, only on SNY. Well, here is Kadire. Took one healthy swing and hit it over the new fence in right center for the only run of this game. His third home run, his second in the last 3 nights.
That's what you love about big pitchers. Give up a home run on a fastball away. What's the first pitch he comes back with? The same pitch. Do it again.
And Kadire lines this one. A short hop for Ugla. And there are 2 away.
Well, the difference in the Fuego right here. Way back in the 4th. Fastball too much plate. And the new fence. 380 instead of 390. 1-0 instead of 0-0.
So 2 out and nobody on for Daniel Murphy, who followed up the home run with a single to left field in the 4th. 1 for 2 on the night. I think if memory serves, Murph had the first New Dimensions home run during the first homestand.
That's right.
Line drive.
Flies this one to left field, easy for Worth. And Scherzer's got himself a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th. On we go to the 7th. Harvey back to the mound with a 1-0 lead. gone well in the Bat Cave tonight.
Gotham.
Ryan Zimmerman leads off the 7th against Matt Harvey. Zimmerman was at the plate when Bryce Harper eventually was called out stealing to end the 6th inning. Zimmerman had a long double his last time up. That's the last Nationals hit. And Harvey has thrown more sliders tonight than he has in any game this year.
The best he's thrown them all year, too.
Falling behind now on Zimmerman 2-0 with Ramos and Desmond to follow.
Dangerous pitch here. Zimmerman's had some good swings.
Interesting.
Pops the fastball for a strike.
Late in the game, 2-0. Why wouldn't you just sell out inside and try to hit a home run, tie it up? Huh?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, Keith.
Flores waits on it and guns down Zimmerman, 1 away. Here's your Tri-State Buick look ahead. We're on Pix 11 tomorrow night for Game 3 of the series. The lefties Neese and Gonzalez back on SNY Sunday afternoon for the final game of the series. 2 off days next week, sandwiched around 2 games against the Orioles here at Citi Field. And that's when the Mets go to Philly and Chicago.
Thank you for putting up the pocket schedule. I was going to be here at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Appreciate that.
Saturday day games apparently a thing of the past.
Well, post-game concerts, fireworks.
Garden gnomes. Wilson Ramos 1 for 2, and he pokes one the other way for a base hit. So Ramos has his usual couple of hits against the Mets, and the tying run aboard with 1 out. And it's hit number 5 for the Nationals against Harvey.
Would you, good swinging here, would you think of running for Ramos here, or you wait? If he got on second base, would you run for him?
I think it's too early in the game.
Okay.
I wouldn't, because this game could go extras.
And he's doing so well catching Scherzer, and Scherzer's going another inning also. All right.
Desmond robbed of a hit by Lagares his last time up. Hits a double play ball to short. Flores to Herrera with the turn. In time, double play, side retired. Good stretch by Duda to stay on the bag. And the Mets turn their second double play behind Matt Harvey tonight. That helps Harvey to a 7-pitch inning, and maybe that gives him a chance to go out there for the 8th. 1-0 New York. All right. Coverage begins 12:30 Sunday on SNY. Wilmer Flores leading off in the home 7th against Max Scherzer. Flores has been up twice and struck out both times. Well, Scherzer and Harvey, it's been exactly what you would have anticipated from these two aces. Michael Kadyr's home run in the 4th inning, the difference. And Flores late on that fastball, 0-2.
I've seen a lot of hitters swinging and missing on the fastball.
Flores, Herrera, and Plawecki for the Mets in the 7th. Scherzer has struck out 7.
Scherzer's got it all working. He's got his fastball by the hitters. You see the Torai, as you say, Gary?
Carlos and Alex.
Oh, up and in.
3rd time Flores has been struck out tonight. That's 8 for Scherzer.
That's a beautiful pitch.
The beauty of baseball, he's got his fastball working. He's thrown by the hitters. He's got a good slider he's been using. His changeup's been nasty to left-handers, and he's on the losing side.
So 1 out. Now Dilson Herrera gets his 3rd plate appearance. Hit by a pitch on the elbow in the 3rd. Struck out in the 4th. And the nice tag on the caught stealing. Nice turn of a double play a moment ago. Done exactly what the Mets would have hoped. And he fouls back the first pitch fastball.
He takes his cuts.
So those are the 2 landing spots. The one on the camera to the left, folks, that's where Max Scherzer is landing. The one to the right, that's where Harvey's landing. And the reason I say it's nice not to land in the same spot, sometimes the spot gets too big. Sometimes you hit the downslope of the spot. Sometimes the guy you're pitching against has bigger feet than you are, so your foot doesn't fit there in a good way.
So you don't want to land in a hole.
No. I mean, he's on the right side of that rubber. Nice, easy motion. But see where the front foot ends up pointing right where he wants to throw it, to home plate.
Herrera fouls off the slider, 2-2.
I tell you what, Herrera is having himself a nice at bat. I just like his approach. He stays in. He's tough. He's tough at the plate as he is at turning 2.
Kevin Plawecki on deck. Strike 3 called. So back-to-back strikeouts for Scherzer to start the home 7th.
Oh, well, this is special. Now I can understand this one.
I just think it's great, Keith. You bring your bugle to play that to help out with the Meadowlands Racing. There it is.
All you need is a mid-julep, and you're all set for tomorrow.
I was guest of Paul Horning to this. I forget which, the 100th. I'm not sure. In the 90s. Nice.
Plawecki drills one into center field. Second hard hit ball for Plawecki tonight. He was denied the last time. And Matt Harvey is done.
Wow.
I think we're a little surprised. 93 pitches, and Neuenhuis is going to bat for Harvey.
Slider hanging. Nice rip.
Plawecki's got the right swing against any pitcher, but good pitchers. He's got a short stroke. Just trying to use the middle of the field.
So Plawecki aboard with 2 out, and now Kirk Neuenhuis will bat for Matt Harvey. So Matt, who threw 107 pitches in 8 2/3 in the Bronx 6 days ago, goes 7 innings and throws 93 pitches tonight. A little surprised by that, especially with what Terry said before the game.
Yeah, well, Terry said that because he had thrown, what did he throw, 107 at Yankee Stadium, that 105 was within reach. 93 to 105 gets you 12 pitches, could get you through some of the inning. He was facing 8 and 9. I'm surprised that he didn't come out, yes. But I'm also the one at Yankee Stadium said that at some point when he had a big lead in that game, you're going to have to try to find some places to limit his innings, or you're going to be at 200 or 180 by the end of September. End of August.
Does the fact that he was not dominant with his fastball and only struck out 3 today factor into the decision here?
I think that's part of it. I would say that, you know, it's hard to say a guy doesn't have his best stuff when he gets 5 hits and 7 shutout innings. But Harvey didn't have his fastball where he wanted to throw it. And I know he'll tell you that after the game.
I've got to wonder if, because it was 100+ his last time out, if there was some discussion with the brass above that, you know, let's keep his pitch count down this time out, no matter what. And obviously the Mets are hopeful that this doesn't blow up in their face.
Well, they'll have the Torres is ready for the 8th, Familia for the 9th. Meanwhile, Neuenhuis behind in the count 1-2.
Neuenhuis could hit it out of the ballpark. It would make it a little easier for Harvey to breathe.
Indeed. Tough for Kirk. Just 2 for 20 to start the year.
So that bat without the beard, though.
First one.
Oh, Samson.
Or maybe the opposite. Scherzer strikes out 3 in the inning. 10 punch-outs for Scherzer. But as he stalks off, his team is behind by a run. Now we'll see if the bullpen can get 6 outs for Matt Harvey, who turned in 7 scoreless innings tonight. On to the 8th we go. Mets 1. That's nothing. Thanks to the How Many Runs promotion, get $13 off Mets tickets for games through May 6th against the Nationals and Orioles. Log on to Mets.com/runs to take advantage of this offer. Alex Torres takes over in relief for New York as we go to the 8th.
Well, talk about getting right back on the horse. Last time he pitched, remember, he gave up that big home run that ended that game. Not ended the game, but put the game away for the Miami Marlins. Ichiro's home run.
Faces Dan Uggla leading off in the 8th inning. Uggla's 0 for 2 tonight. Flied out, reached on an error, and Torres misses away.
And in defense of Alex Torres, I thought he pitched Ichiro tough, and Ichiro just fought off so many pitches, and I thought the home run was a decent pitch.
An 8-pitch at bat. He fouled off 4 in a row before the home run. Tyler Moore out on deck to pinch hit for Scherzer.
Do you find it
change up, pop foul and out of play?
Do you guys find it interesting at all that Alex Torres would be in instead of Carlos Torres with Uggla and Moore?
Yeah, I think the feeling on Alex is that he's more effective against the righties because of that changeup.
Okay. I haven't seen enough of him to know I think part of it has to do with Carlos has been struggling a bit.
Very interesting, too, that Jeurys Familia is up in the 8th inning. That's the first time we've seen that since he's taken over the closer's role. 1-1 to Uggla. It's Uggla who got this 3-game winning streak started for the Nationals with that dramatic 9th inning 3-run homer in Atlanta 3 nights ago. And the Nats trailed 9-1, and the 3-run homer was the one that put them over the top in a 13-12 win. They added 13 runs the next day, 8 runs against the Mets last night, which makes Harvey's performance that much more stunning tonight in shutting them out for 7 innings. One-two from Torres.
You know, in today's game it happens, but there can't be anything worse than the guy that you're paying the most money gets a hit that beats your team. I mean, is there anything worse than that?
Well, especially for the fans in Atlanta who had booed Uggla unmercifully the night before because of his poor performance in Atlanta. Sells that changeup, and it's 3-2.
Listen, I don't know what happened to Dan Uggla. He's one of the best second basemen. Look at those home runs. But boy, it's hard not to like him. I mean, he's always played the game right and hard-nosed. Just not the same player, but still got pop.
Battling back from vision problems that he feels have impeded him. 3-2.
Line, base hit, left center. Toward the gap. Over goes Kadire. Cuts it off, and Uggla's going to stop at first base.
So Dan Uggla with a leadoff hit and the tying run aboard for the Nats. And
well, Uggla always liked the high ball. Gets one out over the plate here, and Mets playing no doubles here.
Change up 3-2, but it's up.
Good balance right there. Uggla, who's just been struggling.
I thought perhaps the Nats might leave Scherzer in to bunt to keep him in the game, but they'll send up the slugging Tyler Moore instead. So both starters are now out. Moore appeared as a pinch hitter last night and had a base hit. And Alex Torres struggling to throw strikes.
Yeah, Plawecki's going to have to be on his toes because that changeup, which is Torres' best pitch, he likes to throw it in the dirt.
Now Thornton, the hard-throwing lefty, up in the Nats bullpen, ready to pitch the bottom of the 8th. Nats have turned 2 double plays tonight. There's the good changeup. 1-1.
Boy, it's almost like a Scroogey, isn't it, Keith?
Yep.
When it's right.
Well, Alex Torres wearing number 54. There was a guy with the transposed jersey, number 45, Tug McGraw, who threw a pretty nasty screwball in his time. Good fastball, and it's 1-2 to Moore.
If Alex can get that tapping of his glove on his right leg, then he really has channel Tugger.
Right down the pipe. Under it.
Somehow I don't see Alex screaming out, "You gotta believe."
A little quieter, a little humbler.
Ahead on Tyler Moore, 1-2.
Fly ball deep left center. Back goes Kadire. Onto the warning track. Right at the wall to make the catch. And back to first base goes Uggla. Ballpark just big enough to hold it for a long, scary first down.
370 right there. Not deep. Just, oh my word. He got under that slider. Just enough. Remember now, 370. That's Wrigley Field's only 368 in the gaps.
Terry Collins on his way out. He's making the call to the bullpen. Is it for Carlos Torres? Is it for Jeurys Familia? It's Familia going to come in to try and get a 5-out save. So after Harvey went 7 scoreless, Familia will try to carry an extra load tonight. 1-0 Mets in the 8th. We'll be right back.
Tells you a little bit about what Terry Collins feels about the other pitchers in his bullpen. Uncharted waters. 5 outs is a lot of outs to get on May 1st.
Top of the batting order, Michael Taylor with the tying run at first and 1 out. Taylor 2 for 3 tonight. And he takes a slider for a strike. Taylor had an infield single in the first, doubled down the right field line in the third. Oakland not a fast man at first with 1 out. And Taylor swings over that slider, and it's 0-2.
Unhittable sliders, nasty. I know you hate that word, unhittable, but real good sliders, Keith.
It's unhittable because it's a little bit outside. It's hard to reach it. It's wicked.
Escobar on deck. Oh-2. Out to right. Granderson has it measured. Ugle goes back to tag. And he's not going to try it as Granderson gets it in. 2 out. So 2 away. Mets trying to overcome some very poor recent history against this Nationals team. They've won 15 of 16, and if you go back a little farther to the start of 2012, the Nats are 25-5 at Citi Field.
Ouch! I don't even think you're allowed to say that, are you? Wow.
Escobar has grounded out 3 times tonight, once into a double play. Ugle at first and 2 out. He pounds that one into the ground. A foul ball.
Escobar, long swing with the power sinker and velocity of the fastball of Familia. It's going to be tough for him to get the barrel out. A lot of hitters widespread at the plate. He's up in front of the plate.
Is there any sense that if you're up in the box, you can get that sinker before it has its big bite?
It's That is the philosophy, Gare, but I don't think righty-righty or lefty-lefty. I think right-hander against a left-hander, you might want to move up and vice versa.
Struck him out. Amelia has to get 5 saves. He gets the first 2 in short order. Nasty. Bordering on filthy.
Wicked. NY is looking for 2 fans to compete against the best. Think you have what it takes to outsmart the brains of the booth and win $5K? Then come to Citi Field for SNY's open audition for Beat the Booth, presented by Citi, Saturday, May 16th, starting 9 a.m.
He did that with alacrity. Matt Thornton pitching to Curtis Granderson as we start the last of the 8th.
Well, Thornton, who made his mark with the Chicago White Sox, pitched great for the Yankees before coming over to the Nationals last year and gave up nothing.
Still throwing hard. Average fastball just under 94 miles an hour at age 38. Gets a strike to Granderson, 2-2. Granderson, Lagares, and Duda looking for insurance before Familia goes back out there for the 9th inning to face the heart of the Nationals batting order. And Granderson gets tied in a knot for strike 3. 1 out. Well, baseball returns to Brooklyn Saturday, June 20th, when the Cyclones open their season on Coney Island. Single game tickets go on sale tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. 718-507-TIXX, BrooklynCyclones.com, where you can get tickets at MCU Park or the Citi Field box office. Blake Trinan, the right-hander, up in the Nats bullpen. Lagares toward the middle, base hit. Second hit of the night for Juan Lagares, and the Mets have a 1-out base run.
Well, I must say I love the return of the first ball fastball hitting to this ball club this year. Oh, look, the reaction from Thornton. He's hot.
Well, he wanted to throw it away, and he threw it on the inside corner.
Nice hitting. 2 more hits for Lagares.
So now Duda, who had a base hit against the left-hander last night, Sammy Solis, Continues to swing the bat well against the lefties. Didn't handle Scherzer well tonight. Went 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Lagares at first and 1 out.
Thornton's got a pretty good move to first base. Tommy Goodwin, the first base coach, is going to let Lagares know that. He should know it anyways before he goes into the game. But boy, what a time to try to steal a bag. And Lucas has got the power, but against left-handed pitching, it's more of a singles hitter.
Lucas blowing on his hands. It's getting cooler by the moment. 52 degrees. Breeze blowing. Cuddyer next. Murphy behind him. 1-1 to Lucas. So the Mets are batting here in the bottom of the 8th, trying to get some insurance for Familia. Familia is sitting in the dugout. Came in with that rush of adrenaline in the 8th. How does he prepare for the 9th?
It's the hardest thing. I had no. You knew there was no chance when he came in he was going to take care of those 2 outs in the 8th inning. He's used to coming in and getting those kind of outs. But you talked about he's had a 5-out save. This is different. This is a 1-0 game where you have to get 5 outs. He's 2 outs on his way. I look at it as an opportunity. If he gets through these 5 outs, you know what kind of confidence it'll give a young closer? This could be a benchmark for this season.
Driven to center field. Taylor coming on, but he'll have to play it on the hop. Back-to-back base hits for Lagares and Duda, and the Mets have a couple of men on with Cuddyer coming up.
Well, Lucas keeps on hitting the left-handers. Fastball down the pipe, doesn't try to do too much with it, and that's going to be all for Thornton with the right-hand hitter Cuddyer coming up.
So Duda with another hit off a lefty. They'll bring in the hard-throwing righty Blake Trinan to face Michael Cuddyer. 1-0 Mets, looking for more in the 8th. We'll be right back. Blake Trinan comes on for the Nats.
You know, we saw him in the first series against the Mets. He looked unhittable, but 13 hits in 10 2/3 and the 9 walks. Sorry, 6 walks to go with those 13 hits.
Been pretty good against righties, not so good against lefties. He's facing the right-hand hitter Cuddyer, but Murphy's on deck, and there's no lefty up in the bullpen. Cuddier's accounted for the only run of this game with a 4th inning home run. 2 on and 1 out. And the slider off the plate from Trinan, ball 1.
Blake Trinan has some of the best stuff in all of baseball. Getting it over the plate has been this issue.
It's interesting. Matt Grace is the other left-hander.
Trinan behind on Kadire, 2-0.
I mean, Solis is not going to be available. He threw 2 innings, but lefties are 1 for 8 against Grace.
Lagares at second, Duda at first with 1 out. The former South Dakota State Jackrabbit, Blake Trinan, facing Kadire, who takes it low, and it's 3-0. So those walk numbers don't lie.
He's had walk issues. No left-hander up in the bullpen. Left-handed numbers against Trinan. They're wearing him out.
And the Mets in an advantageous spot here in the 8th inning, trying to add to their 1-0 lead. .30 coming to Kadire, and he takes a strike in 96. Thornton faced 3 batters. He struck out Granderson, gave up base hits to Lagares and Duda. After Scherzer went 7, allowed 5 hits, 1 run, struck out 10, and walked 1. But is on the hook. And that's ball 4. And the Mets have the bases loaded with Murphy coming up.
Well, this should be bread and butter for Murph. Murph's always been so clutch. And the rediscovery of left center field of late. Sinker ball pitcher. Murph a little closer to the plate. I'll be looking to just jump that left center field gap.
He's 2 for 4 in his career against Trinan. Mets have been money with the bases loaded, hitting .478 as a team this year. And Murphy drives one to left. Worth falls down, and it's over his head. Lagares is in. Duda scores. Kadire scores. A bases clearing double for Daniel Murphy, and the Mets have a 4-0 lead. Jason Worth is new to left field this year, and he's looked a little uncomfortable out there in this series, and this time it really cost the Nats.
Ball hit directly at him. He had it, Garrett. It's just feet came out from under him. Murph going the other way on a pitch down the middle. Sacrifice fly. Breaks in. He was recovered, but the feet came out from under him.
Another big hit for Murphy. Now Flores waving at the slider.
One of the best defenders in the game.
I mean, you are aghast because we've seen him play so many games, and he always seems to and I'm talking about always make the catch.
Well, what an enormous hit for Murph. His second bases clearing double this year. He had the big 3-run homer in Miami. Murphy now with 17 runs batted in to lead the team.
There he is, stumbling, and great read. Look at the back runner.
Kadire knows how to run the bases, doesn't he?
Sir.
That's a tremendous read by Kadire.
He's a tremendous base runner.
Flores trying to avoid the dreaded golden sombrero. Flies one foul.
You know why that's great base running? Is because he knows that even if Worth makes that catch and doesn't slip, where's his play? To home. So he can always have plenty of time to get back. Knowing what the defense is going to do with the ball when they catch it is part of good base running.
And Flores strikes out for the 4th time tonight, so he wears the big hat. And that's the second out of the inning.
Ouch. Yes, sir. He broke his wrist. Not literally.
Well, that certainly makes the task easier for Jeurys Familia, doesn't it?
I take back all I said.
Here's Dilson Herrera, 0 for 2. He's also been hit by a pitch in his first big league game of the year.
I'm getting this young man a knock. He could use one. Break the ice in his 2015 season.
It is still a save opportunity for Familia, even though the Mets now have a 4-run lead because he came in with the game 1-0. 2-0 to Herrera. Geico Sports Night tonight after the post game. Chris Carlin debating Knight Rider.
Come on, Chris. Tiredest TV show of all time, maybe.
Slowly hit. Escobar bare hands. Nice play by Escobar to end the inning. Well, Daniel Murphy unloads the bases again with a bit of assistance from Jason Worth. A bases clearing double for Murphy stretches the Mets lead. It's 4-0 going to the ninth. Jason Worth leads off in the ninth inning. Worth, who made the missed play in left field that gave the Mets 3 extra runs, now facing Jeurys Familia, who's trying for his 3rd career 5-out save. Got the first 2 in the 8th and now has more of a cushion in the ninth. Worth is 0 for 3 tonight. Still trying to find himself after coming back from surgery on the AC joint between his shoulder and his neck. Delayed the start to his season.
He's not far off, Gary. He's thrown the bat good last night. Let's just face it. It's tough pitcher out there, Mr. Harvey.
That's looking for their 2nd shutout of the season. First one came in the home opener against the Phillies with Jacob deGrom at the beginning and Familia at the end. Herrera slides in front of that ground ball. 1 out of the ninth. City probables for the remainder of this series. The lefties go tomorrow night. John Neese against a struggling Gio Gonzalez. And Dylan G Sunday afternoon against, well, not quite as struggling, but he hasn't been himself either, Doug Fister.
No, always wary of those veteran pitchers that are good, that are struggling a little bit, because you know it's going to come. Bryce Harper gets booed everywhere, doesn't he?
Why is that, do you
I don't get it.
I think because he plays with a scowl on his face.
Really?
I really feel it's that way. He's all business.
I mean, this is one of your great young stars. Not that you shouldn't boo young stars. I mean, that's part of it. But
they always boo the best players, don't they?
You're right.
Harper's 0 for 2 in a walk tonight. After a 2-double 3 RBI game last night. And Familia just missed. 2-0. Ryan Zimmerman on deck. Familia trying to finish it off for Matt Harvey, who would become the first Met pitcher since Pedro Martinez in 2006 to win his first 5 starts.
Get a new bat. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you want to get smart?
And how about this about Harvey if he gets the win tonight? In the last 55 years, only one pitcher has missed an entire season and come back the next year and won his first 5 starts. That was Jim Abbott in 1997. He was out of baseball in 97. Won his first 5 starts for the White Sox in 98.
Wow.
Since 1960, Harvey would be only the second to do that. Miss a year and come back and win his first 5 starts the next season.
Well, you know, I tell you this all the time, you fans. I judge pitchers by, when they have their great stuff, guys like Harvey and Scherzer, the hitters have little chance. But Harvey did not have his great fastball. And I'm not talking about speed. 3 punch-outs. That's so pedestrian.
Only 3 counts tonight.
Swing and a miss. Harper down on strikes. 2 down in the ninth.
But what I was impressed with, as you see that good sinker, 2-seamer, inside, bottom drops out of it. I was impressed that Harvey figured out that he couldn't spot his fastball. He didn't have it where he could go to it any time, and he went to the breaking ball a lot. Pitching and power. Wow, what a combination.
And that's down to their final out. Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 3 on the night. And the slider off the plate from Familia. Well, Familia has to get a 5-out save. He's gotten the first 4 with no problem. Mets trying to do something they've rarely been able to do, and that's beat the Nats in Flushing. 1-1. Zimmerman waves at that slider, and now the Nats are down to their final strike.
This is the biggest improvement in his game, isn't it, guys? That slider.
High velocity.
From Familia, trying to put an end to it.
He gets 2 strikes on these hitters with no one on base. He likes that quick pitch.
And LaTroy.
He really loves it. He's got a little more on it than LaTroy had.
Yes. 1-2. Fly ball, center field. Lagares waiting. And the ball game is over.
5 up and 5 down for Jeurys Familia, finishing off what Matt Harvey started as the Mets combined for a shutout tonight and even up the series with the Nationals at a game apiece.
Well, very rarely do we get that matchup. We talk about it against Scherzer and Harvey, and it delivered. Scherzer was fantastic. Just gave up the home run to Katayer. But even more importantly, we talked in the beginning that Harvey loves this stage. Loves it when the Mets have had a losing streak. They need him to be the hero, the savior, and he comes out and he seems to, in his young career, do it each and every time.
And from an offensive point of view, Katayer with the home run that would have stood up to the opposite field. That was in the bottom of the 4th. And, of course, the Mets get to the bullpen in the 8th inning, the 3-run 8th. Bases loaded, 2 base hits and a walk, and Murphy's 3 RBI double when Worth misjudged and slipped. Drove in all 3 runs, and that pretty much put the icing on the cake.
Harvey 5-0, 2.41 through his first 5 starts. Somehow Max Scherzer is 1-3 despite a 1.26 earned run average. Kadire with the home run, Murphy with the 3-run double. Mets win it 4-0. The game summary presented by Jeep. Let's send it downstairs to Steve Gelb. Steve.
Thanks, Gary. Here with Michael Kadire, had the game-winning home run. 4th inning, made it 1-0. Michael, Max Scherzer was so dominant today. How were you able to get to him in that at-bat?
You know, he is. He was dominant. He's a great pitcher. And fortunately, I was able to get a ball over the plate and was able to get the barrel on the ball. But, yeah, we both guys pitched a great game. I think this is what we were expecting tonight. Fortunately, we were on the winning side of it.
You said both guys pitched a great game. When you get that 1 run, at any point in your mind are you thinking this might hold up with Harvey on the mound?
Well, with Harvey on the mound, you never know. Obviously, he's got great stuff, but they've got a great lineup over there, too. So you got to continue to plug away. Fortunately, we were able to get some insurance runs there in the 8th, and Familia was able to put it away.
I know you guys don't want to make too much of one game, especially early in May, but how important was this game for you guys?
Well, anytime you're playing in your division, they're important games. Doesn't matter what time of year, if it's earlier in the year, middle of the year, or at the end. Anytime you're in your division, you want to win. So it was an extremely important game, and like I said, fortunately, we were able to get on the winning side of it.
Appreciate it, Michael. Congrats.
My pleasure.
Gary, back to you.
Michael Kadire, 2 home runs in his last 3 games, provided the winning margin for the Mets as they win it 4-0. For every Mets win, the Mets Foundation is proud to contribute $2,500 to the Cats Women's Hospital and the Cats Institute for Women's Health. For more information, visit northshorelij.com/KIWH. This win brings the total contributions so far this season to $40,000. Harvey outduels Scherzer. Mets beat the Nats 4-0. We'll come back with much more from Citi Field in just a moment.